Hey, it's Anthony with Land Title, and I wanted to bring you the City of Boulder's market update for June of 2022. And this is an exciting time. Boulder is just gangbusters. I mean, look at this 20% appreciation in the average sales price, 20%, 22% increase in the median. We are very exclusive though, because look at this 1.65 million for the average sales price. You go into the attached product, attached is doing the same thing. Now, we had a really interesting thing happen here in the attached market. Attached in Boulder has really skyrocketed in price in a lot of ways, but it's definitely more new development than it is the existing stuff, right? Existing, the median represents that really well with that 16% increase. It's still outpacing the rest of the market here in Boulder County, but when you're talking about the average close price, the average is way through the roof because we had some incredible luxury sales take place recently. Now, one thing that is going on in Boulder that is actually worth really noting is that single family average price per square foot. Now, we've always used these as kind of a secondary measure, kind of a gauge of if we're pricing correctly. Well, you can really see a lot of the market appreciation right now in that attached percentage change, right? That 15.6% change from last year. You know, we're bouncing around kind of the same level all year this year at $600 a square foot. It's definitely the most expensive on the front range outside of maybe a couple of neighborhoods. But for a city, $600 a square foot is just incredible. Like, this is really, really exclusive area to live. And you guys all know that, but it's really important to point that out. So we get into supply, and supply is just consistently etching up. The craziest part about this is we're not even nearly where we were last year. We're 20% up month over month. That's, you know, from 220 to 260. And here we are still 25% below where we were a year ago because we had inventory last year, even though it felt so tight, right? 2019, 2020, we had a ton of inventory on the market, but we've been just chipping away at it ever since COVID started. And the only thing that's going to change that, slowly adding to that inventory situation with new listings coming to market. So that new listing status at 276 new units, not 276 units are going under contract, right? You can see it here. We only had 172 units go under contract. We're really short of last year's numbers. You know, we're 27% down. We actually were down from last month. So May was the peak of the market this year. Obviously, I've been talking about this a little bit where, you know, we shifted a little bit early due to interest rates and due to a lot of changes. So in this market, with 100 extra listings coming to market than what are getting sold, we're starting to expect some stuff to sit a little bit longer. That month supply of inventory went from 1.4 to 1.7, still below where we were last year. And it's a big change. But one of the most important things about this to understand is we're inching our way closer to a balanced market. Now, a balanced market's 4 months of inventory. Right now, we're at 1.7. It's still an awesome time to list a house, but be aggressive and list it appropriately because you're probably not what you were going to get back in April or back in May or March. So the big thing here, we're starting to see that shift. Obviously, it's coming a little early. The lowest days in the MLS, so the fastest moving market, was last month in May. Here we are with June data, and June data is moving just a little bit slower than it was. So 13 days, we're still talking 2 weeks from active to under contract, but the percentage close price to list price is 102.3%. Keep in mind, that is still an awesome seller's market. Everyone seems to think that there's a big shift here, but we got to reel in some expectations. This is an awesome seller's market. We got to price it appropriately. We can get some offers. Now, it's not last month at 107% listed sale price, right? It's a bit of a cliff from there, but good news is there's still a lot of active buyers for those active listings out there. It's just not what we saw in the spring. So here we are in a changing market, and you're really starting to see that early. Denver and Boulder and all the surrounding areas to these areas are really starting to feel that market shift, right? We're starting to feel it. Now, keep in mind, the percentage close price to list price is the very end of the cycle, right? It has to be a sold number for that to happen. So we're talking about 30 days in advance of this is when it was going under contract. So we're talking about a lot of these homes went under contract in May, and then those homes close in June. So here we are with a decent market trend, decent market change. It's not going to feel like last year. It's going to feel like, well, 2022, where everything is just a little different. So if you have other questions, obviously reach out to me. I'm very happy to help. If you need other market stats, I'm Anthony at Land Title, and I'll catch you next time.